I don't think we try to repeal the entire product. I think what we're trying to do is to hit those areas that are the most egregious right now and that are holding back growth within the economy. Banks want to be able to lend money. The challenge is if they're trying to please regulators at the same time that they're trying to please consumers, sometimes there's a problem. Right. What we've got in the United States today is small banks in particular that are being treated the same as large banks. If you want small banks, which a lot of people in the United States use them, they shouldn't have the same regulatory overreach or the same regulations to comply with as big banks that do different things.
I don't know how much you follow the markets, but the stock market and particularly bank stocks across the board, big and small, have gone up remarkably. Part of that might be an interest rate issue to some degree, but a lot of it, I think, is this. How are the regulations and rules around big banks going to change, or do you think they won't?
One of the first questions is going to be is how big is it before you're too big to fail? What is the right number? Second of all, it's going to be how do you get out of being too big to fail? How do you redefine yourself in terms of being to the point where you are over-regulated by the federal government?
So you think the SIFI regulations, the SIFI designation comes off some banks?
SIFI designations, I think, are going to be one of the areas that we'll talk about. And how can you, if you are a SIFI, a large bank, too big to fail, how can you become such that you can get out of that category? But there's more to it than just that. And the real part about Dodd-Frank is that the same regulations that were put in were basically overblown in terms of for the small banks. You've got lots of banks out there that are hit by the same regulations as the largest banks. And at the same time, you've got consumers out there that are paying the bill. And banks are going to continue to make money. The real question is what is the impact on the American consumer?
Is there any chance we see Glass-Steagall come back?
I don't think it comes back as Glass-Steagall. Look, we're in an entirely different world today with the speed at which we make transactions, the size of the different banks and so forth, and the way that they're all connected right now. It's fair to say that you have to have a different approach than what Glass-Steagall was, but that doesn't mean that Dodd-Frank was the answer. Most banks and most businesses want stability. They want to be able to see it coming. That's also going to help consumers, because if banks spend more of their time trying to please consumers rather than a regulator, it means it's going to be a positive thing for the consumer.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.